in your time, in the 21 years, what's some of the most compelling things that you've come across?
Well, I had a case from March 1993 where a UFO was seen over large parts of the United Kingdom. Vast triangular-shaped craft described to me by military witnesses as the size of a 747, hovering silently over military bases, then accelerating away to the horizon at vast speeds. And these were RAF personnel saying, you know, many times faster.
I mean, that is absolutely devastating evidence from trustworthy sources. It's not as if it's some hick who's been on the moonshine all night. You're talking about military people that are as, you know, like as pinpoint as 2020 as you can get, talking about something in the air that was able to do manoeuvres that nothing that we as a species have been able to invent. That's compelling evidence, isn't it?
Absolutely, and it's not disputed, by the way. I mean, the MOD is in the process of releasing its archive of UFO files, and that particular case report has been declassified and released. I mean, my head of division, who was a skeptic, wrote to the Assistant Chief of the Air Staff about this at the time, one of Britain's most senior RAF officers. So yeah, there is a lot of evidence out there to suggest that some of these UFO sightings really are something quite above and beyond our understanding.
But of the cases that you investigate, I mean, we had someone call up tonight and talk about these orange fireballs in the air, and then someone else said, oh yeah, they're those little lanterns that you buy and they float up. There must be an enormous amount of chaff that's coming to you, which is just annoying because it's so obviously a weather balloon or one of these things or something else.
Absolutely. At least 95% of the UFO reports that the MOD have received do turn out to be aircraft, lights, weather balloons, meteors, and recently, as you say, these Chinese lanterns. But yeah, when I was doing that job, and I'm sure the people that were doing that job after me, you can very quickly strip that out, disregard it, and really focus in on the more interesting cases, your police sightings, your pilot sightings, your radar evidence, your photos and videos that MOD's technical wizards can look at and say, wow, that is interesting and it's not a fake.
Okay, what about our European counterparts and our American friends? I mean, are we dropping something that they're all taking seriously, or were we just this mad country that were looking for UFOs?
It's a mixed bag. The Americans say that they've been out of this since 1969. The United States Air Force had something called Project Blue Book, which was basically the equivalent of the job that I did at the MOD. The French are still looking at UFO sightings. Their National Space Center actually heads up the investigations. Other countries have done it, and most recently files have been released from Brazil, Norway, Denmark, Italy, a number of countries. I think what really is going to happen, and probably is happening, is this is a sort of public relations story. Publicly, the MOD is not in the UFO game anymore, but I can absolutely bet you that if an RAF pilot has, you know, a UFO sighting, if a fighter controller, an air traffic controller, sees an uncorrelated target on the radar and tracks it, somebody is going to have a look at that, whether or not you have a formally constituted UFO project.